Good good evening. It is Christian here. Today I'm going to be going over the BAFTA and WGA winners. Before I get into this, please like and subscribe to what you think of this live stream. So yeah, this past weekend were the BAFTAs and the Writers Guild Awards. So we're going to go over what won and how it impacts the Oscars. We're going to start with the Writers Guild because that's going to take up less time. Alright, so Nora won original screenplay. Pretty obvious. Not surprising whatsoever. I mean, both of these awards are actually pretty straightforward. I actually predicted adapted wrong. On Award Expert, I had Wicked locked in, but I had a feeling it was going to be Nickel Boys. It doesn't matter because Conclave wasn't eligible, so it couldn't be nominated. But Conclave's winning the Oscar. We know that. Nora, the original screenplay category got interesting because The Substance won Critics' Choice, and we'll see what won BAFTA. But I think Nora's still going to win the Oscar. It's winning Best Picture, so it makes sense that it's going to win Screenplay. It doesn't make maybe The Substance, but like Nora is winning Best Picture. I think it makes a lot of sense for that to win Screenplay. A lot of people assumed that it was going to win Screenplay at the very start of the award season. But yeah, we're going to see what won the BAFTA, and that's going to impact the category even further. So yeah, with all that said, let's get right into BAFTA. Let's get right into the BAFTA winners. That's going to take up most of the video because there's just so much to talk about. I'll talk about what I predicted to win on Award Expert and then what I actually got. So special visual effects, I predicted it would be Dune Part 2, and it was Dune Part 2. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes won at VES, but that's not going to matter. Dune 2 has this. It has Critics' Choice. It's winning the Oscar. It's nominated for Best Picture. Dune 2 is just going to win. VES is kind of weird sometimes. They give it to all the other Apes movies, and the Oscars didn't. This is going to be no exception. Dune 2 is winning visual effects. One of the biggest locks. Pretty much a lot of the tech categories are pretty locked in, you'll see. Children. Oh, wait. This is animated. Yeah, animated film was Wallace and Gromit, and it also won Children and Family Film. I predicted it would win animated. I didn't predict the family category, but I predicted it would win animated. Now I have to predict The Wild Robot for the Oscar. The last time a movie won with just BAFTA was Happy Feet in 2006, which the retrospective is coming soon. But yeah, I think Flo kind of needs this BAFTA win because Boy and the Heron got this BAFTA win. Brave got the BAFTA win along with the Globe. Those two won. Now Flo only has Golden Globe and the Annie Independent. Meanwhile, The Wild Robot has Critics' Choice, PGA, WGA. Has Critics' Choice, Critics' Choice, PGA, and the Annie, the main Annie. I don't think an Annie and the winner in the indie category has ever won before. Also, Wild Robot has the sound and score nomination. I mean, Flo has an international nomination, but Wild Robot I think has more going for it. Also, Chris Sanders is his fourth nomination in the category. It could finally be his time to win. I think the Wild Robot's going to win the Oscar. It could be Flo. I still think Flo could do it. I don't know if it's going to be Wallace and Gromit. Wallace and Gromit is definitely number 3, but I don't really know if it's going to be Wild Robot. I'd still say even Flo's number 2. Outstanding debut by a British writer was Kneecap. Yeah, I predicted it would be Kneecap. Film not in the English language, I predicted it would be Amelia Perez, and it was. A lot of people think I'm Still Here is going to win the Oscar. It could. We'll see. I mean, voting for the Oscars ended today, so we'll see if the passion shifted because we knew the passion going into nominations was all for Amelia Perez. And even then, like if you predict Amelia Perez to win the Oscar for foreign film, you're going to have a lot more evidence backing you up in support of that rather than I'm Still Here. Amelia Perez has 13 nominations. It's winning 2 other categories. Like, it makes sense. I think it's probably going to still win international, even though I'm Still Here has that Best Picture nomination. And it seems to be way more well-liked than Amelia Perez by the general public, that is. We'll see how the industry reacts because it didn't win here. Fernando Torres wasn't long-listed here. They're obviously going to go for Amelia Perez. I feel like just because like there's more evidence, like it's more likely you're gonna get it right if you just go with Amelia Perez. That has Globe and Critics' Choice and BAFTA. I'm Still Here. You're gonna have to predict off of nothing. So I think to play it safe, I'm just gonna say Amelia Perez. Casting was a Nora. I predicted a complete unknown, but I don't know what to do with this category. doesn't really have any clear rules, but Anora won. Editing was Conclave. We knew, like, would it be Amelia Perez? Would it be Anora? Would it be Kneecap? If it was Kneecap, I would predict Wicked for the Oscar, but because it's Conclave, I'm predicting Conclave is going to win the Oscar. Because ACE, the Eddies, are after the Oscars, so we can't use them. And then Challengers won Critics' Choice, so we can't even use them. I think Conclave makes the most sense. I'm going to say Conclave wins editing. Conclave might even win at the Eddies, too, whenever those are. Cinematography was The Brutalist. I think that's going to repeat at the Oscars unless ASC goes for like Nosferatu or Dune or something. I think they'd be more likely to go with Nosferatu than Dune. But I think The Brutalist if The Brutalist wins there, it's over. It's winning. That one BCE and that one this. Nosferatu won Critics' Choice. Nosferatu's been dominating with critics, but I think The Brutalist is nominated for Best Picture. I think it makes more sense for cinematography. It also looks absolutely stunning from the trailers. I still have to see them. I have to catch up on so many movies. I might not even be able to have a night awards this year because I'm just so late to the game on a lot of stuff. Adapted screenplay was Conclave. Conclave's winning the Oscar, won the Globe, and won Critics' Choice. Wasn't eligible for WGA, but that doesn't matter. Won Golden Globe, one category for all screenplays. But yeah, that category is locked up. Next is original. Yeah, Real Pain won original. I predicted it would be Anora, but it was A Real Pain. I also predicted that Conclave would win adapted, but A Real Pain won. I don't think that's going to repeat at the Oscars because it's not nominated for Best Picture. You can't predict a screenplay winner without a Best Picture nomination. I don't even know when the last time a non-picture movie won screenplay. That's why I still think it's going to be Anora who won't win because The Substance only has Critics' Choice. Can you really predict? WGA is definitely a bigger win than Critics' Choice. I mean, I predicted that Belfast, which had Critics' Choice, would be Don't Look Up, which had WGA. But Belfast was a Beatty autobiographical movie. The Substance is a body horror movie. Like, it's not comparable in the slightest bit. And Anora is winning Best Picture. So, Anora, it makes sense to win screenplay. I don't think A Real Pain is going to do it because it's not nominated for Best Picture. It's going to win another category, which we'll get into. Which, here it is. Best Supporting Actor went to Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, which is who I predicted to win. BAFTA was the one place where we were like, are they going to disrupt Kieran Culkin's sweep? They did not. That means he's like 100% guaranteed for the Oscar. I think it's the most locked in acting category. Next, Supporting Actress, I predicted that Zoe Saldana would win, and Zoe Saldana did win, and she's going to win the Oscar. It's pretty obvious at this point. I even think she's going to win SAG. Some people think Ariana Grande is going to win SAG. I think it's going to be Saldana who sweeps the whole season. I would prefer if it was Grande, but I think it's going to be – I'm not getting my hopes up. I just kind of think that Saldana is just going to sweep. All the Amelia Perez controversy hasn't seemed to impact her in the slightest bit. She seems to be, like, distancing herself from it, so it's like she's still going to win. I mean, I prefer Grande, but, like, I'm not angry because she's the best part about Amelia Perez. So, yeah. At least Gascon's not winning. Oh, my God. What a disaster that is. She may not even be at the Oscars this year. Documentary went to Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. This one, BAFTA and PGA and Critics' Choice. Not even shortlisted for the Oscar. So it obviously couldn't be nominated because it wasn't on the shortlist. So is No Other Land still going to win? Because that doesn't have any industry awards. Porcelain Moore won the DGA for director, but that wasn't nominated at the BAFTAs. Usually the documentary winner is always nominated at the BAFTAs. Aside from like OJ Made in America, which was like a mini series, but aside from that, like they're pretty good. I get like usually the Oscar winners in the lineup, and the only two Oscar nominees that were nominated at BAFTA were Black Box Diaries and No Other Land. Because No Other Land, I think makes sense. I'm just still gonna go with that. It could be Porcelain War is probably the runner-up, I would say. But yeah, if Superman was nominated, it would be winning for sure. But they hate their celebrity docs for some reason. They even not even on the short list. That was weird. I still need to watch Superman. Original score was The Brutalist. I think The Brutalist is winning the Oscar. Critics' Choice and Golden Globe were both challengers. Challengers not nominated at the Oscars. And this is the next big thing. I think The Brutalist is going to win. I don't think it's going to be Conclave or Amelia Perez. Brutalist makes the most sense. I actually heard some of the soundtrack. It's amazing. It deserves it. Sound was Doom Part 2. I think that's also going to repeat at the Oscars, even though that doesn't have an editing nomination. I don't really care. Zone of Interest won without an editing nomination, even though Dune 2 is like more of a blockbuster. I think like the most evidence supports to that winning. Could it be like Wicked? Maybe. I don't really know. I don't think it'd be Wicked. I think it's gonna be Dune. Production design was Wicked. Wicked's winning production design. I saw some people trying to go with the Brutalist here. Didn't happen. The Brutalist couldn't even win at the Art Directors Guild. It couldn't even beat Nosferatu there. Wicked won there. It won Critics' Choice. It won here. It swept. It's going to win the Oscar. At least Wicked's locked in for 2 Oscars. So, yeah, there's that. British Short Animation, Wander to Wonder. That's Oscar nominated. Outstanding British film was Conclave. I predicted Conclave would win. Costume design was Wicked. Predicted that would win. He's going to win the Oscar. Makeup and hair, The Substance. That's winning the Oscar. Director was Brady Corbet for The Brutalist. I predicted he would win here. Don't think he's winning the Oscar. I think it's still going to be Sean Baker. The DGAs have been calling this category a lot of the time. They called Tom Hooper over David Fincher. They called Alejandro Iñárritu over Richard Linklater. They called the Daniels over like Steven Spielberg, and Edward Berger wasn't nominated at the Oscars. They called the Daniels. The DGA has been very good at guessing this category, and Nora's winning Best Picture. Director is the most obvious award. I think Sean Baker's pretty easily going to take the Oscar. Actually, I'd be kind of surprised if Brady Corbet still won. I mean, he has Globe and BAFTA. He's definitely the runner-up, but like. Sean Baker, I think, has the most going for him. He's also way more established than Brady Corbet. Brady Corbet couldn't even win Critics' Choice over John M. Chu, who's not even nominated at the Oscars. Yeah, I still think Sean Baker's going to win, but Corbet's number 2. The EE Rising Star Award was David Johnson. I didn't predict this one, but I knew it was going to be a British person. I knew it was going to be him or Marissa Ebola, and it was him. All right. But Best Actor was Adrian Brody for The Brutalist. I think he's winning the Oscar. Maybe Timothée Chalamet wins SAG because they loved The Complete Unknown and didn't really like The Brutalist. But I don't even know if that's really going to matter anymore. I think Adrian Brody's probably going to win the Oscar still. All right, Best Actress. We have to talk about Best Actress. I predicted that Demi Moore would win for The Substance. And they go with Mikey Madison for Anora. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Anora was nominated for Best Film. The Substance wasn't. But yeah, that really shakes up the race now because SAG could go with either of them. SAG could go either way. If SAG goes for Mikey Madison, the race is over. I'm actually predicting that Mikey Madison's going to win SAG right now because Anora's nominated for Ensemble. Meanwhile, Demi Moore's the low nomination for The Substance. They love their narratives though, which is why she can still win SAG too. If Demi Moore wins SAG, I still think it's gonna be the race. I might even go with Mikey Madison because BAFTA's been calling this category so many times. The one time they didn't was when Cate Blanchett won here for Tar over Michelle Yeoh, who won the Golden Globe Comedy, SAG, and then the Oscar. Meanwhile, Cate Blanchett won Critics' Choice, Golden Globe Drama, and BAFTA. But every other time, they predicted Marion Cotillard over Julie Christie, Olivia Colman over Glenn Close, Frances McDormand over everyone else, Emma Stone over Lily Gladstone wasn't nominated at BAFTA, but they called Emma Stone winning. I think BAFTA's and also Anora. I mean, Mikey Madison's playing Anora in Anora. Anora's winning Best Picture. I think it kind of makes sense. Although Demi Moore makes sense too. I mean, it would be the actress makeup that people try to predict her for. Also, the narrative. She has a strong comeback narrative. If Mikey Madison wins SAG, though, I think it's over. Nora might be winning Ensemble, though, and she could easily come along with that. So, yeah, I'm going to say Mikey Madison wins SAG and just takes the Oscar. If Demi Moore wins SAG, it'll still be a race. We'll have to see. But for now, I'm going to say Mikey Madison wins the Oscar. And then Best Film is Conclave, which I think probably puts that at number 2 for Best Picture. It's not beating Anora. Anora's winning Best Picture. The PGA win was enough for me to be convinced. Also, won Critics' Choice without winning any other thing there. But yeah, Conclave is probably the number 2 to win. So glad we're past the days where Amelia Perez was considered to be a Best Picture frontrunner. So glad we're past those days. Those days were brutal, but they're gone. That's pretty much all I have to say about the BAFTA winners. Should I do a SAG prediction video live stream? I'll have to think about it. I'll definitely do a winner discussion next week though. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.